Unfortunately, I have observed a large increase in the number of heart attacks over the years.
I agree. I believe those who smoke are most at risk. Surely there exists a model to assess the risk of a heart attack.
That there is. A hazard model is a statistical technique for determining hazard functions as such.
A hazard model? Oh, I would like to hear more.
Well, a proportional hazards model is a model which allows investigators to assess the impact of risk factors, or covariates, on the hazard of experiencing an event.
So we can assess the impact of smoking like I asked. What is a covariate?
A covariate allows us to partition the data into smaller, more homogeneous groups. In our case, we might, for example, investigate the impact of age, sex, smoking, region of residence, educational attainment and amount of exercise undertaken, on the risk of heart attack.
Tell me more about this model.
Well, we call this particular type a Cox regression model. Death from heart attack is the event of interest and the risk factors are our covariates.
How do we go about estimating this survival model?
We would need to carry out a prospective study. Perhaps we could follow a set of several thousand people until whichever of these three occur first: 1. Their first heart attack, 2. Until their death from a cause other than a heart attack, or 3. Until 10 years had elapsed since the observation began.
So after this procedure, what's next?
We see which covariates have a statistically significant effect on the risk of heart attack, when controlling the other covariates of the model.
So what if we choose age, sex and whether the person is a smoker? Would this be a suitable Cox model?
Yes, it would. The proportional hazards model is specified as the hazard function at time t, for the observation unit, with covariate z. This is equal to the Baselin function multiplied by the exponential of z beta.
What about hazards of different lives?
In Cox's model, the hazards of individuals with different values of the covariates are proportional. Therefore they bear the same ratio to one another at all ages.
So how do we estimate the regression parameters?
To estimate beta, derive the likelihood function and maximize this likelihood.
So is the proportional model the only hazard model we can use?
The Cox model is a semi-parametric model, however there are other fully parametric models.
What are these models called?
There is the exponential model, which is constant hazard, the Weibull model, which is monotonic hazard, the Gompertz-Makian model, which is exponential hazard, and the log-logistic model, which is humped hazard.
So to what distribution are these hazard functions fitted?
They can be fitted to a modest number of homogeneous groups of data.
Wow, hazard modeling is very interesting. Why be a nurse when you can be an actuary?